Welcome to this webinar with the right way to get started with augmented reality. Yeah, it's a little bit bold statement, but this webinar, this 30 minutes session is to actually describe a little bit how to get started with Trimble Connect AR. So with me today, my name is Anders, with me today I'm Marcin, and behind the camera we have Thomas. And it's actually our second webinar in this series, so if you have missed the first one, Take Control of Trimble Connect, I highly recommend you to go back to watch that one. This webinar is going to be recorded, so therefore we're going to send out the link after this webinar, I think directly after this webinar. And if you have any questions, please write them into the chat, and we will answer them directly afterwards. And we will open the mics as well if you want to have direct contacts with us. And for the agenda for today, we're going to go a brief introduction, and then we're going to move over to Marcin, who's going to explain how to use the Connect AR. So we're going to go step by step. So take the next one. And as I explained when we had the Take Control of Trimble Connect webinar, Building Point Scandinavia is working with 3 different silos. We have the software solutions, we have the field technology, and we have augmented reality, mixed reality. So last time we connected this from the software portfolio, but it's highly connected to what we're going to talk about today, the augmented reality. And this is a thing, just one thing. It's the way we talked about last time, that connect the physical and digital world together. So this is the next step in that webinar series.
Yes, thank you for introduction on this, and we start right away. So first, we all be on the same site. Short explanation what actually Trimble Connect AR is. And Trimble Connect AR is augmented reality application for construction projects that gives project managers, engineers, and contractors the ability to visualize 3D models in real life at 1-to-1 scale. The model can be accessed via smartphone or tablet, which is really important.
One of those.
Exactly. Using the Trimble Connect cloud-based platform. The app makes possible to place a model in real world and easily compare as-built construction to the digital design. It's a great tool under inspection, both on the site or in the factory of prefabricated elements. So now let's move to publishing data to Trimble Connect. And in order to display the model through the Trimble Connect AR, first we need to have or place the models in Trimble Connect, browser or desktop version or mobile. So let's see how to do it. Go to website connecttrimble.com and sign in with your Trimble ID. Select the server you want to work on, Europe, and click New to create a project. Choose name. You can change the project server location if you want. Choose license and click Submit. The project has been created and will open automatically. Now we can add all kind of materials. We'll create an EFC folder to keep some order and move into that folder our example models. The electricity might be also ventilation, the structure, and the architecture model. The architecture model is quite big, as usual.
Yeah, a lot of details.
Yes, and we will talk about the details as well. And to display the model, just click on it and it will pop up in the model window. Models are ready to be displayed in Trimble Connect AR, and this is exactly what you see placed in reality. We can and should also add other users to the project. I'll add in this case Anders, so he also have access to this project and could check the model using his phone through the AR application. So we can get the admin rights. And done. We need to know that the Trimble Connect AR, unlike the XRT, our HoloLens helmet, displays one model at a time. So in order we would like to see objects from different EFCs, like ventilation, constructor, and architecture, we need to combine them. Luckily, there is an easy way to do that using the trim beam format. The trim beam is a file format invented and implemented in Trimble for efficiently storing the geometry and attributes. It speeds up the beam process and can combine many EFCs, which is important at that point. Creating TRB format is possible only from desktop version of Trimble Connect now. So let's see how to do it. If we don't have desktop version, we first need to download it. We can do it directly from Trimble Connect browser by clicking Download Connect Apps and find Trimble Connect for Windows. After installation, we will get access to all projects, the same as we have in the browser. Let's open the one with our example models. And we see that all other previously models are inside. And we need to display all models we want to include in our TRB file. In that case, the architect ribbon electricity, we add them to the tree. Let's make them visible by clicking on icon. This is the model, and we'll cut just to see that everything is on place. We can see the architecture, there's a structure, and we can see also the electricity. Yeah, we can delete the cat, and now we'll create a TRB file from current view. So we'll click on the button on the top right side. We'll add the name of the TRB file. It's good to have a name quite clear. Confirm the place in the model, and Trimble Connect added automatically to the project. We can turn off the EFCs and we will have only TRB, so we can see that it's everything in place. That looks good. Of course, at the same time, TRB showing pops out in our browser version, so we can access through the browser, and it looks exactly the same model. So now we're ready to start using the app, but first let's go through the user interface. It's really simple and user-friendly, so it will take just a second. After opening the app, in the left corner, we will find the main menu icon. We'll start from the Tool tab. Tools tab contains customized options and helpful information. In Display Settings button, we can turn on and off sliders and buttons, which we'll check out in a moment. In Configuration, we can change unit and language if someone needed. To learn more, we can click User Guide, where are helpful information about operating AR, and I really recommend it to do that. Under About button, we have basic information about the application, version, user, and contact to support. So let's see the display settings. Here we can see the sliders and buttons we can turn on and turn off. And let's see how it works actually. So the view distance, we can limit the distance of the visible elements. Cross section, we can cut the model and it's always like parallel to our device. Transparency mode. And the bottom right corner, we have 2D, 3D button, which see where we are in the model. And on the top right, we have the layers, which we getting from EFC. Second part of interface is about the loading models into Trimble Connect AR. We'll skip the place model as it's the whole separate topic we talk later. So after clicking on load model, we'll see quick access window with all downloaded models from before. So we don't need to have internet connection to open model if we already downloaded from before. By the way, if we want to delete one of the models from the quick access panel, just long tap on the model and select delete. On the left side, however, we have 3 ways of loading models into Trimble Connect AR. We can download it from the Trimble Connect account, which we set just a second ago manually. We can point on a QR code and let the app find the right project and the model automatically in Trimble Connect. And finally, we can also download files directly from the local device, Google Drive or other location, but files need to be in trim format in that case. So let's see how it looks in practice, the loading model from Trimble Connect manually, and we use a QR code. So we're opening application, accept warning about safety and surrounding. AR will automatically load the model we were using last time. But in order to load a new one, we'll click on main menu, load model, and Trimble Connect. Trimble Connect application takes us to Trimble Connect platform. Now we're choosing the project folder, right model, and the model we want to show, and clicking on the eye icon to load it from Trimble Connect into Trimble Connect AR. Now the model is loaded and it is ready to be placed. And the second example, the same operation, we are opening application. Accept the warning about the safety and surrounding, AR loading the previous model. Main menu, load model, and this time we click on the marker button. We are pointing the device at the QR code, and the app will automatically find the project and the model belongs to Trimble Connect. We confirm by clicking on eye icon. Model is loading, and in a second will be ready to be placed. Yes. Yeah, and now how to position align the model with the real world. So there are 2 methods to place a model in Trimble Connect AR after downloading the model. Recommended approach is to establish a network of QR markers across the job site or factory, but there's also manual option for area without the QR codes. So let's see, and let's start from that. First, we're opening application. The same procedure as before. After the application, we'll open the model, tap the main menu, then place model, and then manual. The screen will show the top view of the model. The first step, you use your fingers to adjust position and orientation of the model to match your current location. So we're placing ourselves in the model. And step 2 is align the model to the real world using 3 adjustment modes you have on the right side of the screen, the vertical, horizontal, and rotation. To position the model, we need to find an element to adjust to. The recommended is column, but in that case, we have door opening. And move around and check the element from different angles to adjust the model. The tip here is that you can use 2 fingers to move model really fast. And then if you're using 1 finger, is for final adjustments, so the model moves a little slower. And of course, at the same time, we using visualization tool slide bar, like transparency, for example, just to adjust model to a physical object. And take a sec. It looks quite good. And let's check it from the other side as well. Nice. It's really good. Green line. And when we finish and we're happy with adjustment, we're just clicking finish, and we can use the model. And as we can see, the pipes are actually in the right place. We can compare with reality. We have the ventilation and the structural model. Yes, and second and recommended method is to use QR markers. Markers are created and managed with the Trimble Connect What's important? Using the Trimble Connect marker extension. These markers provide a link between a known location in the model and the real world. Digital representation of QR markers are created within the model and then downloaded as PDF and installed on the site. Markers need to be installed on the flat surface, fastened on all 4 sides. Any wrinkles or rotation of the markers may impact the model alignment. It is recommended to place marker with as much clear flat space around them as possible, so it's better to use the walls, for example, than the columns. After I place the model should be really well aligned and located. However, as you move around and farther from the marker you will see the digital model will drift out of alignment with the real world. It's caused by the limitation of visualization technology. The drift depends on the device you use, and of course, the recent device, the less drift should be expected, especially the newest devices with the LiDAR system should be really helpful, but it's not necessary.
But it's a recommend.
It's recommended.
Yeah.
It's always better. The general guideline is recommended to operate within 5 to 10 meters of a marker. So a marker placed every 10-15 meters should be sufficient. But it's, as mentioned, it may differ, depends on the device you have and the model. So how to install the marker? Open Trimble Connect, sign in, choose the right project. You want to have the extension marker and open the view model. Let's open the read model. So it doesn't really matter. And we can see there is no extension marker on the left side. So from the left menu, open the setting and choose the extension menu. Click Add button and click the Advanced button. And then we need to input the title, plugin application URL, and icon URL. We can take it from Trimble YouTube channel, for example. The values. We click, at the end we click Add, and the extension will be available for the whole project, but for project only, so you need to add it for every project separately. And to place marker, tap on the marker button on the top, and tap a position on the object to place the new marker. You can decide the position of the marker regarding to chosen spot in the model using reference point. So click on the set reference point. It's quite a new option. It's really cool. Let me click a set reference point and choose easy to locate on the side point, like corner, edge, or something else easily to locate it, and write some distance. That will be easier also to measure. I really recommend to also have the description. It might be really helpful, especially if you have more QR codes to write, for example, the model it applies to, the axis, and also might be useful to have some characteristic elements next to it if we have few QR markers in the same room, for example. Save. And it's done. We can click download all at the bottom or next to the QR marker, 3 dots, and download as PDF. The QR marker is ready. Remember that the marker alignment with the measurements at the bottom corner of the QR code. So the distance we wrote in applies to the QR code bottom left corner, not this dotted frame around. And remember to print it in 100 scale. So first we have placed the model manually. Then in order to place with QR markers, we have downloaded the marker extension, added QR marker to the model, downloaded PDF and placed it on the site. So now we can see how the whole process, including placing model with the QR code, looks like. And so opening the application, accepting the warning. The model is loading again, the model from before. We click low model with use of marker. Now, since we have marker, we can use this option. then scan the marker to find the right model in Trimble Connect, confirm with eye icon. The model will download, and now we can place it with use of QR marker. So first place marker and scan surrounding. Scanning the environment gives AR core the opportunity to establish a good spatial map of the area. It should affect less drift, so it's really important to take your time. Scan your first marker. You will need to slowly sway side to side while keeping the marker in the center until the blue circle is filled out. And it's done. And we can see that our model is aligned actually pretty good. And we can again check this time with much faster alignment of the model without doing it manually. Everything seems to be in place. Can go around. It looks really good. Can see the whole ventilation, which are not there yet. And as mentioned, as we move forward from the QR code and we shaking the device, it might drift a little bit. So then we should go to another QR marker, tap on the left top corner of the screen, and add another QR marker. And the model is aligned again. So we can see that on the other side of the building, it's again pretty accurate. Yeah. And another example, this time with architectural example. You can click on layers and turn off, for example, the layer that flashing back. There's a few layers, and we can check out the architecture model. Our kitchen, what it looks like. That might be really interesting for the clients, the future owner of the apartments. And we can see that the alignment with the door openings are actually pretty good as well. Take it around. And again, the same procedure. So we went to the other side of the building. We adding another QR marker, and the model is aligned again. Nice window. And what's important, since it's EFC, so of course we have access to all the information that the EFC contains. So if we click on any object, we'll get the information about those elements, all information with the EFC, as we could see. And another thing, if we click on some object, we can also hide it clicking on the eye icon. So if we like to see something which is behind. Now a few tips and tricks. First, the rendering issues. It's good to be aware that the rendering issue are influenced by the computing power of your device and complexity of the model. So actually, it's not the size, but the number of polygons, so the level of detailing that affects the rendering issue. So the more smooth and curved object we have, like beautiful design pipes, for example, the bigger chances our device have trouble with handle it. So it's two things, our device and the model, which might affect it. Below you have the list of supported devices. But as mentioned before, the newer device, the better performance. And it's also good to have in mind that the latest Apple have the leader system. But the videos we're showing today were without a LiDAR system, so it's of course possible. Short tip regarding reinforcement and ambience. Where if you would like to, for example, use the AR on a factory, the AR transparency mode works a little bit differently than transparency mode in Trimble Connect. So in order we would like to see the reinforcement or embeds inside element, we need to actually hide the layer responsible for geometry. And the last thing, since we don't have a lot of time, I wanted to show you the PDF function, which actually is pretty cool. We can add the PDF document and align it to the on the site or to the model. We can click on this button in the middle and then choose PDF. We need to have our PDF downloaded from before on our device. We're choosing it, and then we choose the first point in the PDF, and then corresponding place in the model or in the reality. Here I like adjust it to the model, and then together I align everything with the QR marker. And the second point, and we can use the PDF together with model or without, but it might be useful when we like to have more information, or just if we don't have DVG for format, just PDF. It's also we can less align and easy check the recesses, the pipes, or any necessary information. Yes, and at the end, the moment everyone was waiting for, how to get the trial
how to test it out for themselves.
Yes, exactly. We have a good time. So 1 hour after the webinar, everyone who signed up will get the email with a link to request form. Yes, so please fill this form out, because based on that form, we will be able to link your Trimble account with the 1 week Trimble Connect AR trial license.
I also posted the link in the chat, so I hope people see it.
Okay, good. That's a really good idea. And I'll just remind that as Building Point Scandinavia, we can offer trial license to Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish companies.
And Iceland.
And Iceland, of course. So everyone outside Scandinavia, I recommend to contact your local partner. And everyone else who have any question, please just take contact with us.
We got some questions already.
Okay.
So we're probably now gonna, if there are any questions, we're gonna answer them with written in the chat during the session. And if there are anything else, just write them in or raise your hand to Thomas, I think, so you can open up the mic afterwards. The first question we got was, can you elaborate a bit more on combining IFCs? You need some kind of format, TRB. Is it open source or only Trimble related?
It's developed by Trimble. And it's recommended to use in Trimble Connect. But if the question, if you mean if
it's nothing that we export. I believe that is a, you know, it's one of those things that you to use combining different models, then you use it to combine it to communicate it internally, or do you export it to anyone else?
Yeah, but I understand the question that if it's possible to use it in different EFC reader.
Yep.
And actually, I've never, I didn't test it.
So let's test it.
Connect. Yeah.
And we get back to you on that one. We only use it for this purpose only now.
Yeah, it's like since we use in Trimble Connect the software, of course. But yeah, it's a good question. I think it will work, but let us come back to that.
Yeah. Just the models that we're using, just a shout out to Leilighetsexperten, because we got their approval to use these models for this as well. So thank you to them. And I think you can also only use if you want to use the marker on one specific model, you can do that.
Yes.
On IFC directly, don't need a TRB format.
No, but actually, it works like that. If you place the keyword marker in the model, you can replace that model as long as you keep the name, the same name. The Trimble Connect remember that this keyword marker
should be placed
like it's related to that model. So if you have some updates, and so you, for example, change some elements, EFC or TRB, and then place it on Trimble Connect, but it will have the same name, so you don't need the new QR codes.
This was something we covered in the first session regarding the revision control of imports. So you don't have name change.
Oh, okay, good.
The system keeps tracks of the different ones, but if you haven't seen it, so it's good information. And next question, can you explain a little bit more about model drifting away once you move fairly away from the marker?
Yes, so it's kind of the technology used this so-called odometry. So it tries to position the device when you place the model. It tries to remember the position. So the farther we move back from the marker, and the more we move the device, so it's harder to keep the right position of the model. And that's kind of naturally, the technology is not so far there yet, so it's might lose a little bit alignment. The farther we go, the more we shaking, the more lights there is. So, but of course, it's developing pretty fast. So the newest devices are quite good at it. And especially with the LiDAR system, if you're familiar with the LiDAR, so scanning the environment, it helps to adjust the model to
because that was actually the next question as well.
Okay.
How the LiDAR exactly help out? Yeah,
that's I think we won't take it here, since like it's quite broad topic.
Okay, so that question we will answer these in written as well.
Yeah.
So we will post that as a follow-up for this session.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me do a little bit more extensive answer on that one in writing.
Yes.
Do you need QR markers in every model you would like to view, or can QR markers from one model be used when viewing another model?
Nope. Unfortunately, the QR marker is connected to the model. So if you want to display that specific model, you need to have the QR marker. Of course, you can, it's name related, so you could kind of cheat. So like put another model with the same name, but that's not probably the good way. So you need to have QR marker connected to the model.
Next question, can you place a PDF file without QR codes?
Place the PDF?
Yeah, the PDF drawing file. When you line in the corners. Can you place one of those without the QR code?
Oh, yes. Yeah, of course. You don't need a QR code. The QR codes actually I used in that video, I use it to place all the model aligned automatically. But it's, of course, you just point out the point of the PDF, and then you point out on a side or in the model, but you don't need QR mark.
I think he is asking if someone comes from the outside and you can scan, and you can get the PDF from scanning a QR code. But that would be done completely out of Trimble Connect AR.
Okay.
You can link the document with a QR code.
Okay.
Let's see where we are. I think we're question 5 now. Do you have an experience by customer to use the AR app in tunnel work? Is the precision good? Not that much is the answer. We have tried it out, but it's when we have rough surfaces, we need to test out a little bit more. But it should be.
Yeah, I think that the issue here when we discussed was the placement of the QR markers.
Yeah.
Since the tunnels are like.
Yeah, it's really long, but the same, you need. You can place the QR markers on flat surface?
Yes, you can. And
you can place it on the wall?
Yes.
But are there any flat surfaces? So when you scan it, that's one thing. So you need to place it correctly.
Yeah.
And if we solve that, you can see it. But then every 10 to 15 meters we need to have another placement of a new QR marker.
And since on the factory or the site, it might be not so challenging. So so on the tunnel, it might be. But yeah, the precision should be the same. Since it's not used any GPS, any signal, so it's.
We are 5 minutes on overtime, but people are still here, so and everybody will get a recording. So if you want to take a couple of more questions, then that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, we can.
Yeah, we can.
More.
I have all day, so I'm gonna sit here anyway. Newer iPads come with a LiDAR scanner. Will this improve the AR core as in today's app?
Will improve the
AR core. I believe it will improve the way you use it, to, the line of positioning, but we still need to set up markers every 50 meters.
Yeah, definitely. It will help the drift. But the question was about AR core.
Yeah.
I think that's the point. The drifting is the challenge.
Yeah, it's still a challenge.
Yeah, but it should definitely help.
How much time do you estimate is necessary to prepare everything that will be used on site?
That's actually.
It depends on how many markers you're going to place, but
yeah, I think it depends on like the workflow you set up. So there should be the person responsible for like creating the QR markers in the model and preparing them, and that's just some installing the QR markers on the sites. It not takes a lot of time, and since you have this you can refresh the model and keep the same name, and you don't need like make this QR markers every time. So it's actually, let's say, one time job. And
hopefully, if they don't change the name on the model.
Yeah, you don't change the name of the model. That's true. But so it's hard to answer me like exactly how much time, but I think it depends on the workflow. When the company have like already created a workflow, so I think it goes pretty smooth.
Yep. Okay, I believe we will type down answers to all these questions. If there are anything else, just send us an email or contact us directly or whatever you want to do. We will in an hour or so send an email with the recording.
Yes.
And the form, so you can fill them in. You have got it in the chat already, so maybe you have to start filling in already. And we will, if there are any questions during, your test period or what, just reach out and we will try to help you as best we can. Otherwise, thank you for your time today, and hopefully it was useful for you to attend this webinar session. And we will keep you posted for the next one. It will come soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.